Halo, 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 Halo. Hello, chat. How you doing? How's everybody doing the first day of Spook Month? I am so excited. I'm so excited. I am a massive Halo shill. I am massive Halo fanboy shill who loves the games. I am so excited that I finally, well, I was not picked for the Halo Insider thing. It's open to all people a part of the Halo Insider program. Originally, they did like give out random codes to a select few amount of people, just to stress test and stuff. Maybe that should fix it? Alright, awesome. Well, seems voice mod was broken. How did it sound? Hold on, let me see. Pardon, just gonna listen through the VOD real quick. So I'm gonna see how it sounded. Sorry about that, everybody. Spectral Wall Lizard, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Wow. I'll be right with you, chat. Just 1 second. So sorry. Just give me a sec. Just need to check how it sounded. Sounded like I was talking through a fan? Let me see. Oh yeah, that sounds awful. Okay. Apparently... Okay, I think I know what that was. I had my voice going through voice mod, and I just need to fix that sometime. But yeah, hello everybody. So, let me just get back to it. That Halo Infinite multiplayer insider, not quite beta, cause it's like nearly finished. They're just ironing out all the kinks. Basically what it was, it's if you signed up for the Halo Insider program, which I did way many years ago to get into betas and stuff like that, which is why I was able to get a lot of early access to MCC stuff, which I never streamed because I would like play it for like an hour and be like, all right, time to wait. But before, what they did was they would randomly select a small amount of players who would get codes and stuff to get into the Insider for Halo Infinite. But now they've opened it up to everyone who is part of the Insider program. So I'm very excited to try this out. I only played a little bit. I messed around with the settings to make sure that it would work. But yeah, this is gonna be loads of fun. I'm so excited for this game, you guys. I'm so excited, and I want it to be good. But the first thing we gotta do is we gotta look at those sweet options, right? Those sweet customization options. I was wondering if I could use JoCat in my campaign. I mean, I can't stop you. Go ahead. So, much to my dismay, and I understand why they went this way, the armor customization in this game has regressed back to the Halo Reach style. Now I don't mean the art style. I prefer Halo Reach's art style. I'm not saying the art style. Some people like Halo Reach because of its art style. And I made a whole video about how I feel like Halo 4's system of like changing the entire chest and entire legs is I don't know, feels better to me. It feels like there's more of an impact on your choices. But they went back to, you can only change the head. You cannot change the chest. You can put attachments on the chest. a la Reach in Halo 3. You cannot change the arms. You can change the shoulders. You cannot change the legs. You can only change the knee guards. And I understand why. It's because everyone loves Halo Reach, right? But I do wish that you could change the individual wrist pieces and chest pieces. Because I don't know. That feels like a more significant choice, in my opinion. But whatever. They do seem to have this thing called armor cores, which seem to change the entire base of the armor, which is close. But yeah, it's whatever. I understand. People like Halo Reach, and they don't like what they don't know. I feel like people need to think outside the box of what is feasible, what is possible with the Halo armor system, and not just hold it back just because they didn't like the art style of the game that did try to expand on it, you know? Like, a lot of people don't like Halo 4's customization, mostly because of how the armor looks, but I think Halo 4 has the best customization options and systems. But, yeah. So far, there are only a few handful of helmets, and you can see the return of some of them, like the Aviator helmet. I think that was in Reach. A few of them look like adjustments to designs from Halo 5. Does anybody else see that? There's like a line? There's like a line like right here, straight down the Spartan. Probably just, you know, the game is not finished yet. So keep in mind, this is a preview build of the game. It is not finished, and everything is subject to change, including any bugs you might see. Graphical glitches and such. It's a very fine... Yeah, you guys might not be able to see it, but there's a very fine, like, vertical line going straight down the screen for me. That is strange. Yeah, when I loaded this up the first time around, there were a lot of graphical bugs and glitches and stuff. The armor looks good, though. I like that they simplified a lot of the design compared to the Halo 4 and 5. Yeah, you guys see it? Do you see it? It's like very fine. You can probably especially see it on the shoulder. Yeah. It's faint, but it's there. Yeah, you see it? Yeah, that's probably a graphical glitch. Let's see. Oh, maybe you can change the gloves. Okay, that's something. That's a little extra. UA-type buckler, yeah. Utility, yeah, just a small thing on the side of the Spartan. Well, since you guys can see it, it's good to know that it's not just my monitor. Now, this thing I'm not happy about, and I think most people are not happy about, is the coding system. This new coding system. You can no longer just simply pick your primary and secondary color for your Spartan. Also, let me know how the audio sounds. It seems like the game is a little loud. I can turn it down a bit. There we go. I saw the audio was like bouncing up near my levels of audio. But yeah, you can no longer pick your primary and secondary color. You only have a preset palette. And I do not like that. I do not like that at all. They claim that it helps them make like more interesting palettes like this. This is a Gundam palette. You can basically look like a Gundam color scheme. And they can put alternate textures on it as well. So you see how there's the default like metally texture. Apparently this will allow them to have like, if they want like a plastic texture or like a chrome texture like this. You can see this is all very chromey looking. But I feel like you can still achieve that if you just allow us to pick individual colors. You know, like you see this teal, like you can be like, oh, I want the teal to go here and here and here. And like, this is clearly a means to have the game's monetization system, because this game is going to be free to play, for those who don't know. This is going to be a free to play game. Borderlands skin system, I think it's okay. Well, sure, but I think it's a downgrade to what we had before. Because what we had before is, like, let's say this red arm, I can't pick this black and red color scheme for anything else than this. Like, let's say I want black and yellow, my colors, like I want black primary and yellow secondary. I have to wait until they release a specific palette that caters to that. I can't just choose that. And that sucks. That really, really sucks in my opinion. Like, what if I like this white and teal, but what if I want the chest to be white and the legs to be teal? I can't choose that. I can't. And that sucks. I feel like that is a worse customization system. And it is so that they can monetize it. Let's be clear. Not that that's a bad thing inherently, because this is going to be a free-to-play game. So they need to make money somehow. I am okay with them making money off of the cosmetics, and this looks like this looks like Optimus Prime. But like, I can't swap these colors, and that sucks. That really sucks in my opinion. I hope that they find a way to change it. I mean, Destiny changed their shader system, you know? Maybe this game can as well. Yeah, this sucks. I don't like this. Yeah. I don't like this. Now, although I said that I'm excited for the game, I am going to be, because I am such a fanboy of Halo, you're going to be hearing a lot of opinions from me. I'm going to be giving a lot of feedback on this game, in case anybody at 343 might be watching. And I'm not afraid to make those complaints and feedback, because, you know, I care about this game and I care about it wanting to be good. So I will be speaking my mind when it comes to those things. Another thing that I don't like, not this, I don't mind them monetizing a free-to-play game. What I don't like is, apparently, how you gain credits. Apparently, the only way now to gain credits and XP is by doing challenges. And there is no inherent way to gain XP just by simply playing the game. So, like, sure, there are daily XP things, but that means that you can't just grind the game if you want to. You can't just grind matches and get XP. I don't like that. So that means that after you play, you're basically being punished for playing longer. So after you get your daily, you know, match in, you know, play any match and you get your XP, then that is all the XP you get for just playing the game. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And I hope that they change it. Because this, I feel like, strangleholds the player to play specifically with the challenges that they are given. Not only that, let's say you don't like any of the challenges. Let's say capture an enemy flag. What if I don't like capture the flag, right? What if I don't like capture the flag? I'm forced to play it if I want to progress. Or I can swap it out. I can swap out the challenge and replace it with a different challenge. Now that's fine. However, the swap is a limited resource that you have to buy. You have to buy this with either your in-game currency or real money. I don't like that. I don't like that they're strangleholding your progress in this free-to-play game, because that is really, really making me feel like that they are pressuring you to pay. They're like, that is why microtransactions in progression system I have such a fear about. Because it is inherently, when you tie microtransactions to progression, that means that the balance is inherently made to incentivize you to pay money. And if it isn't, then why is it there? You know, like, there's no reason for progression to be tied to real-world money, unless you are trying to get the players to pay to progress, you know? Admittedly, it doesn't much matter if the only progress that you can make is in cosmetic, but I still feel like cosmetic progression matters because it contributes to game enjoyment, right? No, it doesn't affect gameplay, but it affects my player enjoyment, right? And I feel like that's a thing that people do not take into account enough. No, cosmetics don't affect gameplay, but cosmetics affect how much I enjoy the game. You know, just like how winning and losing doesn't affect gameplay. You know, if you win a match, it doesn't mean that you're going to get a bonus to the next match. Just like how you lose a match, winning and losing doesn't matter in the game, but it affects your enjoyment of the game, right? That is how I see cosmetics in video games. That's how I saw the argument of Overwatch loot boxes back in the day. It's like, sure, it doesn't affect gameplay, but it affects my enjoyment, you know? And now that I am not paying money to play this game, I am having less fun by not paying, which makes me wish that this was just a paid game. But they're going with the free-to-play route, so of course they gotta make money somehow. I think there are better ways to do it. That said, every other part of the game, I think, looks great. I'm pretty sure that credits can be earned. I'm fairly certain. And if credits can be earned, depending on how easy it is to earn, if credits can be earned simply by playing the game, then this has got to be one of the most generous free-to-play games ever. Ever. Which means, because that means if you can earn the in-game currency, that means you can earn everything, even the things that have real money value, which is fantastic if so. Yeah. Think I should be a reviewer? I mean, I've thought about it. I used to watch a lot of Total Biscuit, and I think that's definitely shaped how I look at games. But I like to think critically about games, because I am an artist, and I look at art critically, and I like to find ways on how they can improve, you know? It's not the case. It's not? Did they confirm? In before one match equals one credit? Yeah. It all depends on how generous they are, right? It all depends on how generous matches are. So far, the earning credits, or rather earning XP based on, hold on, let me see, where is it? Credits. No. Season progression. So far, the earning EXP based on challenges is not a good first impressions. That is not a good first impressions, in my opinion. I do not like that you need to spend a resource to swap out challenges. I feel like that's a little bloat. I don't like the palette system that limits my customizability of my Spartan. What I do like is everything else so far. I just wanted to get all of my complaints out of the way first so that I can start nerding out about this game. First of all, the Spartan looks fucking fantastic. Holy shit. Look at this. Look at this art style. It's not over bloated and like messy like Halo 4 and 5. It's nice and gritty like Halo Reach, but not like too gritty. I feel like Halo Reach was just a little too much on the messy side. Oh my god, this game looks gorgeous. From what little that I set up this game before setting up stream, it runs really well. It runs really, really well, which tells me that they learned a lot from MCC, and that makes me happy. I like that it's going back to the like more militaristic style of the game. You know, like Halo was never fully, you know, Star Trek sci-fi. It was kind of rough and tumble. Sure, the aliens were Star Trek-y, but the humans were kind of grounded. It was very much like the Alien films, humans, where they're still kind of semi-close future, not too distant future, you know? Because humans were always like about humanity and stuff, and that was what separated the humans from the Forerunners, as Forerunners used robots to do everything, but humans were all about, well, humanity and how we rely on good old-fashioned human technology, right? 500 years. Yeah, it's a little more. I think humanity would probably be more advanced than this in 500 years, but I like that it's like humanity's kind of still old school, you know? Something nostalgic about it. Anyway, I'm gonna go into the training mode first before we jump into big team, because I am scared of other people. And let's just pick a map. Recharge. This one is like, I don't know. It's like the energy room. Yeah. Never really thought about it like that. Yeah, somebody brought up, why doesn't humanity just invent robots to fight the Covenant? And they could feasibly, realistically, but I feel like that would go against the themes of Halo, right? The themes of the story and plot of Halo, it has always been about humanity's, like, determination in the face of adversity. Halo started out with humanity as the underdog, you know? Humans were losing in Halo 1, and they have been struggling ever since Halo 1. They're always fighting a losing fight. And really, it was only really the Spartans that were their, like, one final hope. The game's kind of loud. I'm going to turn it down a bit. Pardon the graphical glitches. This game is a work in progress. Oh, this game looks good. But there was a whole AI rebellion. Yeah, well, like, that's where Halo started to lose its audience, right? It started to become this other thing. Now, that's not to say that it's worse or better or anything like that. Some people like that plot line. But, you know, with trying new things, inherently, it is going to turn off some of the people who, you know, who came to Halo for what it originally did, right? Like, let's say it's like a restaurant. Like, if you go to a restaurant that serves sushi and you love the sushi that they make, and they make sushi all the time, and you love their sushi, but then they suddenly started serving pizza instead, you know? And they're like, we're not going to do sushi anymore. We're going to serve pizza. That's not better or worse than sushi, but it's different, right? Some people are going to like the new pizza, but the people who came there for the sushi are not going to go to that restaurant anymore because, well, they don't serve sushi anymore, right? That's the same thing with Halo, you know? Halo started serving pizza instead of sushi. Oh, it feels good. But, yeah. Pizza, sushi flavored, well, then you make a different subset of people unhappy. But now, Halo's starting to serve a little bit more sushi now. Going back to what it did originally. Because it did sushi really, really well. Oh, this game looks good, man. Oh, hello. So I'm just playing against AI right now, so they're really, really dumb. Oh, it feels good. Oh, it feels good.
Overshield inbound.
Now, I'm gonna be rapid firing a lot of thoughts. Like I rapid fire this needle. Oh, they got the old sound effect. Yes.
Overshield available.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that they're bringing back a lot of the old sound effects. They got the needler sound effect. I think the plasma pistol sound effect is back. Oh, jeez. Oh, I love Halo, man. Oh, my gosh. Melee with the needler? Oh, yeah, you hit with the spikes now. Yeah. That's right. So, there's a lot to take in. If you haven't played Halo in a while, first thing, the first elephant in the room, sprinting. I am one of those purists who believes Halo would be better without sprint. Reason being, it throws off the balance of everything. Now, once again, I preface this, there's nothing inherently wrong with change. Change is not bad, but we have to acknowledge that change is change, and change makes things different. Halo did not originally have sprint, and it based everything around that, right? For example, the shotgun or the energy sword. The shotgun and energy sword are balanced all around the fact that you cannot sprint. You cannot get a burst of speed, so you have to position yourself, right? If you start running at someone with an energy sword, they're just gonna gun you down, so you have to be sneaky with it. You have to sneak up on someone, you need to position yourself, you need to pull it out when someone's coming to melee you, right? There was skill involved with it. Now,
Power items incoming.
with Halo Reach onwards, they added in sprint. And that means if you have a sword, you can just sprint up to somebody, and there's less room for them to outplay you, right? Because if someone is sprinting at you, you can't sprint backwards, so you either have to shoot them and hope that you can kill them, or run away, and then if you run away, then they can just shoot you. There's less outplay potential. Once again, this is not better or worse, but it's different. And I personally believe it's worse, but that's just my personal opinion. Some people are gonna think, well, if I have an energy sword, why shouldn't kills be easier, right? And I think that's valid. I think that is valid, but I personally feel like weapons shouldn't just be outright better or worse than each other. I think they should be different at different things, because I think that's the strength of Halo's Sandbox. Is that different weapons have a different use for different things. So, the sprint in this game, they've tried to make a weird middle ground, where sprinting only barely improves your speed. I think that's okay. I think that's fine. It is because people like sprint because it's in other games, right? Because it feels weird to have a first-person shooter where you can't sprint. There are some people that are like, no, it makes sense because of the lore. Why can you not sprint when you're a Spartan? The lore says you can sprint, which I think is a dumb argument. I do not listen to those people. I am one who is very, very firm in that the lore doesn't matter. The fun matters first. The fun should come first. And also, if you want to think about lore, just consider that the Spartan normal running speed just is a sprint, right? Because your normal running speed in Halo 3 ran quickly past all the Marines. I just consider, if you want to think about it from a lore perspective, you can just consider, well, normal running speed is sprint speed. You know? And if you're like, oh, the game moves too slow, that's why we need sprint, well, then just up the base move speed. You know, there's no reason. I feel like there's no good gameplay beneficial reason to add sprint, personally. That said, I think this is a nice little middle ground, because it, like, you move like barely much faster. Yeah. Next thing is clamber. You can now clamber onto things ever since Halo 5, and they've kept that. Once again, because it is in other FPS. I personally, once again, don't like it because I feel like I am missing all of my shots. I feel like you should, if you're gonna make a jump clamberable, why not just make it to where you can just reach that jump, you know? So you can just keep shooting and you don't have to sit through this animation. You know, so you don't have to stop shooting. But it's fine, I guess. It's here to stay. You can still jump pretty high. It's fine. You can shoot while doing it? Let me see. I will see. I'll be the judge of that. Alright, I'm gonna... Hold on. I'm gonna die. If I could just... If I could just clamber, please. If I could just get out of that fire. There we go. All right. No, you cannot. You cannot shoot while you're clambering. Nope. Whoever said that is a liar, and I resent you. Rune JoCat, I'm calling you out. You cannot shoot while you clamber. Yeah. So when I jump and I shoot, I cannot do it. And when I clamber, I cannot be shooting. Yeah, I was holding down the mouse button. So here, I'm gonna jump, press. Nope. So that's what I don't like, right? I wish that this was just a ledge I could just jump onto without having to clamber. Because I feel... There we go. Now, the reason why I'm complaining so much about the movement is because Halo is a sandbox. Not an open world sandbox, but a sandbox. And what I mean by that is it's a game with a bunch of toys in it that the player can affect. And I feel like adding in all of these movement things, like Halo 5's dashes and the sprint and the clamber, means that there's less fun things, or rather, there's less incentive to use things in the sandbox. Like, remember the grav lift? Like, if you couldn't reach somewhere, you couldn't just clamber up there, you would find a grav lift. You would throw down a grav lift, or you would find a grav lift on the map, right, and use it. You can have all these fun things to make up for the fact that you're so limited in your movement. And I think that's... Now, you can still have those in the game, but it just means that there's less reason to use them, right? Think about Saints Row 4. Like, in Saints Row 4, you had superpowers. You could run and jump and fly. So guess what people did? People just stopped using cars, you know? Why would you use a car if you could just sprint and jump and fly, right? And that's how I feel about the movement, advanced movement in Halo. Now, they do have some fun toys in this game, but I feel like their effects would be stronger if you got rid of clamber. You know, things like the grapple hook. You know, I can grapple up to things. Now, I imagine if this was a grapple hook exclusive area and you couldn't just jump up here. I think that'd be pretty neat. That would incentivize you to go explore the map and pick up the grapple hook. Like, it would give me even more of a reason to find the grapple hook. The grapple hook would then be even more important to get. You can shoot while grapple? You can. No, you cannot. You cannot. Oh, Rune JoCat is just trolling now. That's a Kappa. I see that Kappa. The lies. I've been deceived. Ban that man. Or woman. Or non-binary. Destroy them. They're a heretic. You can win the match by pressing Alt F4? Aw, geez, really? Now, what I do think Halo Infinite is doing well is the weapons sandbox so far. It's hit or miss in various different parts. For example, you saw me charge up this thing, the Ravager. I think Halo's weapon sandbox is at its strongest when different weapons do different things. I think that's one of the major complaints about Halo 5, was that so many of the guns did the same thing. They all killed well. Which I personally believe, no one weapon should be good at killing well everywhere. Some weapons can be, but no one weapon should be, for example, the battle rifle. And I love the battle rifle, okay? But I think the battle rifle has been a crutch on Halo ever since its introduction. Because that is the one gun everyone would use, right? Because it was too good at too many things. Now, it could be outdone in different areas. Like, a shotgun would beat you at close range. A sniper would beat you at long range. But in the majority of circumstances, you would go for the battle rifle. A battle rifle would beat a plasma pistol on its own. It would beat an assault rifle on its own. Even in close range, I would argue, like, two-shot battle rifle then melee would beat an assault rifle most of the time, which the assault rifle is supposed to be better at. That's why I think ODST has, like, the closest to a balanced sandbox, because there is no battle rifle. There's the carbine, but I think if you remove the carbine, ODST has the best sandbox, because every weapon has its use, you know? Even the pistol's good at headshots, but it's absolutely garbo damage, which means you could never use the pistol to take down shields. Because the pistol in Halo 1 was the battle rifle of Halo 1, essentially.
You're amazing, Spartan.
But yeah, that's where I think Halo shines, is when every weapon is good at different things, because now there's a reason to pick them up for different things. Oh yeah, and there's no aim down sights anymore. There's this little zoom, but it doesn't improve your accuracy. Thank God. Halo does not need aim down sights. Anyway.
Shield inbound.
Sorry, I'm just nerding out about Halo stuff now. That is not gonna make a lot of sense to so many people, I'm sure.
Overshield available.
Bang! Pancake. I think Halo's weapons are at their best when they're not just about killing things. Do I like the personalized AI? I'm ho-hum about them. I think I wish there was a setting to mute them specifically, rather than, I think you can mute them and the announcer. I just want Jeff Stizer. The Jeff Stizer announcement stuff. Without the AI, but because I feel like they're a little pointless. They're a nice little personality, but like they say a lot of pointless stuff. Like whenever I pick up a battle rifle, and they're like, "You just picked up a battle rifle." I'm like, "I know, I picked it up." They're like, "Oh, that was a sick kill." I'm like, "I know, I was there, I did it." You know? I feel like that's a little redundant. I mean, I like them, but I feel like I would like to be able to adjust what they say, you know? What they can say. Oh yeah, that was the thing that I was gonna say. I like that the assault rifle is actually useful now. I like that they're continuing with the theme of Halo 4 onwards. Now, in Halo 4, I think it was a little overtuned, but, yeah, the assault rifle can actually get kills now. Like, at a reasonable range, which is good, finally. I'm conflicted about how it can get headshot damage. I don't know how to feel about that, but I guess it increases the skill gap, which I guess is a good thing. But I still feel, I'm still very old school, you know, old man. Back in my day, only precision weapons could get headshots, you know? You're gonna hear a lot of boomer talk when it comes to the changes and stuff. Mid to close range in matches, yeah. All right, so let's go find a real match. Let's go find a proper match. AR sounds powerful again. Yeah, I love it. Would you consider the personalized AI messages to be like Monster Hunter World's handler messages? Worse, because the handler shuts up after a while. 60-round assault rifle from Halo 1. Well, the 60-round assault rifle from Halo 1 turned into the SMG, right? Because the SMG became the close-range 60-round thing. You can personalize the AI. Yeah, let me show you guys. Here. Customize. You can customize body and AI. There we go. So far, there are 4.
I'm honored to work with you.
So there is Butler. The one that I had was Fret. And he's kind of a soft boy. He's kind of like a... He's like, oh man, oh geez, that was violent, you know. Can I like test out your voice? Lore. There's Butler, who is very Englishman.
You have my full confidence, Spartan.
Yeah.
Let's just try our best not to get killed, okay?
There is Cirque, which is a nice, friendly lady.
Let's get to work.
She's got a lot of energy.
Greetings, Spartan.
Heck of a choice, Spartan.
Oh, preview voice. There we go.
You and me against the universe. Okie dokie. Let's get to work.
Yeah. And then there's Lumu, which is essentially GLaDOS.
I am honored and excited. Let's do some damage.
You and me against the universe.
Now,
Greetings, Spartan. Hello, new
what got
best
me
friend.
what got me to not like these AI buddies was when I had Lumu and she kept saying the same voice lines over and over. And I was like, man, I wish there was an option to turn them off. Because sometimes I do get a little tired of them. They're neat, but yeah. I wish there was an option to just turn them off so I could just hear Jeff Steitzer, you know, the double kill, triple kill guy. Body options, you can be large, skinny, medium. I know some people are going to be really sad that we're not going to get the hyper-exaggerated Spartan booty anymore. But I think this is fine. This is alright. Yeah, I want a Jeff Steitzer AI. That's what I want. Multiplayer. Alright, so this this insider, so each one they've been testing different modes essentially, and this one is going to be big team, and I think this big team is huge. Like previous big team I think was 8 versus 8, so 16 players, right? I think this one is 18 players or 24. I don't remember, correct me if I'm wrong. Bot arena. Yeah, we can either do bots or we could do real. I'm gonna try bots first. 12 versus 12, so 24. That is the biggest I think Halo has ever gone in terms of players. So let's fight bots. A little bit of practice, and then we'll fight real people. Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm gonna play Halo. Oh. I want Covenant AI to be a thing. Well, that opens it up, right? I like what I do like is that it opens it up for other potential voices to be added in. For example, a grunt, or an elite, or the voice, or Nathan Fillion. I want Buck AI. How's the movement? The movement feels nice. Feels nice. Yeah, Keith David. I want Arbiter AI, you know? Slayer. This isn't big team. Wait a minute, is this big team? Spectro X, hello. Lemon Fungus, good to see you. And Pilot 1123. I don't know if these are real players or not.
Slay them all, Spartan.
Maybe? Yeah, probably actual players, since we're fighting bots with like 343 in their name. There we go. Also, somebody asked if there are assassinations in this game. There are not. I'm a little sad, but I understand why, because assassinations don't really add anything in terms of gameplay. They are nice, like the cosmetics, but yeah, I can see if they're trying to go back to form with pure Halo, like the pure Halo experience, I can understand
Grapple shot.
removing
acquired.
them. Only 4v4s in this fight? What? Oh, only bots. Bots are only 4v4. Okay, so we have to play against players if we want to do big team. Gotcha. Okay. That's fine. Oh, the sounds are satisfying, though. Ooh. Ah, that's the thing that I wanted to complain about, the gravity hammer. Now, I like the gravity hammer's new animation. I wish it had the gravity manipulation thing back, because that was a cool utility that it had before that it doesn't have anymore. And I think that's a shame, because that makes it more like the energy sword, which is redundant, because we already have the energy sword. Why do we need another melee weapon, right? Unless it does something different. Oh, hello. Oh, whoosh. There we go. It lacks impact now. I guess it depends on what you mean by that, because that feels awesome. If I can get the gravity hammer, I want to show you guys. It feels good to use. It feels weighty and it massive impact. It just doesn't push things away anymore. I always thought the gravity hammer was just another energy sword. No, it didn't. It propelled things. It pushed you away. It pushed objects. It allowed you to reach high. You could essentially grenade jump with it. You could jump, slam the ground, and it would launch you in the air. Tell me the energy sword can do that. Yeah. The shockwave feels weaker, though, probably because of the no gravity. I wouldn't say it feels weak. It's just functionally, I don't like how it works functionally, that it doesn't have it. It feels good, trust me. I guess the next time, I'll show you guys. It feels weighty, but just the gravity manipulation is not there. Yeah, you could yeet warthogs. You telling me the gravity hammer and the energy sword were the same thing when Griff Ball exists and you could launch your friend halfway across the court? Yeah, they basically took that and gave it to the repulsor, which, you know, to justify the repulsor's existence, which I'm like, okay, but why not remove the repulsor and just put that in the gravity hammer? I feel like that would make the gravity hammer cooler and even differentiate it from the sword even more, right? It's called the gravity hammer. Which I know the name of something shouldn't determine its function. I know that's not a perfect argument. But I mean, come on. Right? It adds more options, maybe? I guess so. I guess it's like an... Right now, it functions as an AoE energy sword because it does hit in an area at the cost of swing speed. So it doesn't swing as fast as an energy sword, but what you gain is that it's an AoE. But I do think that it's, like, gravity function would be cool as well. Are these AI or real people? Real people are on my side. AI on the enemy's team. Oh yeah, and descoping is back. Yeah, I think descoping was back in Halo 5, but it wasn't in Halo 4. Which is what I play all the time. I personally love repulsing rocket shots. You could do that with a gravity hammer, though. You could do that in Halo 3 when somebody launched a somebody shot a rocket at you, and if you gravity hammered it, it would launch the rocket away. I don't know. I just feel it's a little sad that they split the weapon in two, essentially. You should load up the map Behemoth and give yourself a hammer and the repulsor and hit the hog with both. It's pretty dope. I'll see. Yeah, I'll try that. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna load up that map. We're gonna practice. We're gonna just play around with the sandbox. I'm sorry I'm not getting to the actual game, but I'm just so excited to look at all these toys. Let's see. Academy. Training. How's my day going? My day is going fantastic. Is there harder AI bots or is it... So far there are 4 levels. There is Recruit, Marine, one more, and then Spartan. I'm scared to try Spartan because apparently Spartan is really good. Do you feel like if the repulsor was still built into the hammer, the repulsor would be replaced with something cooler? Yes, or removed. I would not be sad if the repulsor was just removed, and if they just came up with some other equipment ability, you know? Please tell me the melee cancel still works. On what? On the battle rifle? I hope not. I didn't like that. ODST? Is ODST the next one? That would make sense. Too bad Forge won't come till later. Yeah, that's another sad thing about this game, is that a lot of things are coming post-launch. I understand. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just upset at the situation. Marine. Yeah, ODST. Let's see Spartan real quick. Let's see how strong Spartan really is. Let's see. Oh, my game is struggling a little bit. I might have to lower my settings. Okay. Ooh, my game is struggling. Oh, my game is chugging. You can't see it because I'm streaming at 30, but I'm playing at 60, but it is having a time. Skewer! The new binary rifle. I'm bad at it. Oh, the radar is really short now. 18 meters.
Our ammo reserves are low.
That is really short. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. You have a way with words. I've never owned an Xbox nor played Halo and watched a few videos. As you make this talk interesting nonetheless. I'm glad. Thank you. Although I'm hesitant to ever make my channel, like my main channel, very opinionated when it comes to video game stuff, because you know how gamers can be with their opinions. I do like analyzing games and thinking about them critically. Okay, yeah, they're too much for me. I'm gonna turn off the bots. And also change my settings. Maybe if I take this down a bit. No, I'm gonna stay at 1080. Limit inactive frame rate? Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. I'm at high. I was running at ultra. I think it's because I'm streaming. Because I was trying it at ultra off stream and it was doing fine. Let's turn that blur off. Screen shake, exposure. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's still chugging. But here, let me show. Let's see. So I can give myself any weapon. Let's see. Gravity hammer and repulsor. So, check the gravity hammer. So it launches weapons and stuff, but it doesn't launch you. You know, that's just my normal jump. It doesn't launch you anymore. That has been given to the repulsor.
Available.
And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I like that. I would have liked if the gravity hammer just had the repulsor's ability, you know? I think that would be preferable. Okay, so it launches stuff. It just doesn't launch people. Okay, so it gives them different uses.
Low on ammo.
In terms of the sandbox, somewhat. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still a little conflicted. You can deflect projectiles off a grav lift and launch it with the repulsor. But I wish the gravity hammer could do that, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, no, you guys don't get it. I want the gravity hammer to be able to do the things the repulsor does. You know? That's what I want.
Power weapons.
The gravity hammer has ammo? Oh, a gravity hammer always had ammo. Yeah. Actually, I wonder. Hold on. I want to test something. Let's see. Infinite ammo on. It feels great, though. Oh, yeah. It feels awesome. Grapple shot. There we go. Like, just like, ugh. Like the weight, ugh. That animation really lends to the weight of the gravity hammer. It feels good. Just functionally, I wish it did what the repulsor did. So here's, I wonder. Spider-Man. Aww. Aww, there's... Oh, okay. Don't kill me! Okay.
Fly.
Okay,
you
it seems...
beautiful warrior.
Ah! I want to get up there. I want to see how high I can go.
Grapple shot acquired.
So it seems the grapple hook is not according to where you grapple, but according to where you're looking. That's pretty neat. So if I grapple here... Oh, do I not have it anymore? Grapple shot. If I grapple hook here, and then I look down, it like pulls me horizontally. But if I look up, it pulls me up. Ah! Okay. That's pretty neat. It's how Titanfall's grapple works, just a bit heavier. Okay. Now, let's see how high I can go.
Aerial velocity at maximum.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh my god, I could go so high. Woo. Oh no, that's the ceiling. Okay, that's the invisible ceiling. Huh. Okay, what I wanted to test. Is there fall damage? Huh. Yes! Oh my gosh. No fall damage! Get out of here. Mongoose. Ooh, wait, can I? Yeah, you can't see your feet. I hope they implement that. Because that helps with landing on stuff, I feel. Can't see your feet. You can see your footsteps, but I hope they bring the foot model back. Let's see. Shot. Okay, I want to see if I can let's see. Yeah. Yes. Oh, can I go? Oh. Yeah, Spider-Man. Oh shit. Oh shit. Wait, I want to do that again. Hold on. I think I can do it. Oh no, I didn't grab. Oh no. Hold on. Let me just. Okay. Oh, that would have been clutch. I didn't give myself the grapple shot. Boop. Apparently, you can grapple hook weapons to yourself as well. Like so. Yeah! See, that's what I like about Halo. I like when it has things that help you interact with the sandbox rather than inherent player abilities, you know? Now, the grapple hook is not an innate hero ability, or player ability, hero ability. It is a pickup. It is a pickup and consumable, like grenades. Like equipment like Halo 3, which I really liked. It is not an armor ability, and I like that. I prefer that. I prefer consumable, usable items, because it means you have to explore the map and pick them up. And just like weapons, you know, they have different uses rather than just kill people. Like the plasma pistol. I think the plasma pistol is the perfect example of the utility. Oh god, they gave us the fat plasma pistol. I don't like the new plasma pistol. I prefer the old one. This one is chubby and stinky, and I don't like it. But anyway, I think the plasma pistol is the perfect example of what a Halo weapon should be. The plasma pistol is awful at killing. It takes you like 20 shots to kill someone. However, you can overcharge it to instantly take out someone's shield as like a support and swap to a precision weapon that maybe doesn't do a lot of damage, like the pistol. Or you can use it to EMP vehicles to knock them out of commission. You know? Unless you can. Hold on, let me get some bots maybe in here. EMP is bugged right now. Oh, okay. Wait, it can't EMP anymore? It can't anymore, or it's bugged. Which one is it? Because those two things mean different things. Shock rifle can EMP. You need a shock weapon? Can't, because there are shock weapons now. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. The EMP is bugged. You can't EMP vehicles anymore because they added a new electric... Okay, I'm still hearing conflicting things. Is the plasma pistol supposed to EMP or not? Is it supposed to and it's just bugged? Or is it not supposed to anymore? Okay, it's not supposed to anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. Then again, that might just be boomer old man Halo Joe being like, "Meh, it's different, so it's bad." Because I feel like that's inventing reasons for other guns and equipment to exist, rather than just having them exist and have a use organically and naturally. Right? Like the gravity hammer, it's taking a useful feature away from a weapon so that you can justify the existence of another, right? Like, I feel like you should still have the plasma pistol EMP vehicles. You know. Now the skewer. This is a weapon. Here, let me show you guys. Crew. Enemy bots. We're gonna turn on play fighting, which essentially means they don't shoot you. I like the skewer. Whoosh! It just stops all momentum on a thing and just flings them. It doesn't fling Spartans, sadly. I want them to fling a Spartan like it flings a Warhammer. That's what I want. I want it to pin them to walls. I want them to ragdoll hilariously. That is the one thing I would like to change about the skewer. Wait a minute, you're not supposed to shoot.
No scope.
Initializing boastful laughter.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the line that she kept saying that I kept getting annoyed at. But I like that they brought back a lot of the old sound effects. So the plasma pistol in the past was very... So the original plasma pistol was very pew pew, and it had like a hum, like a like woo. But then in Halo 4 and 5, it had more like a crack crack sound, and it sounded fine. But the charge up was like a wow, and I didn't like that. I'm much prefer the, you know, I don't know, just preferred it, right? Because nostalgia. And this one, guess what? They brought it back. They brought back the instead of the meow. I know this makes no sense, and I'm saying it in a really stupid way, but you know what I mean. Joseph SFX packs when? I would totally want to make like a fake announcer AI pack for myself, kind of like how Pyrian Flax did for Dota. That could be a fun video, I think.
Power items incoming.
This may seem weird, but I respect you a lot as a human. I have a very disappointed by the Arcanum incident, as I enjoyed a lot of the world he created as a creator. But you always seemed so nice, and I always wanted to believe that it was not just on camera, just to let you know. Aw, thanks. What I will say, this is not... I appreciate that, but this is gonna sound really cold, but just to keep the divide between performer and audience member, always keep in mind that what you see on camera even when we are trying to be genuine, is not entirely who we are offline, right? And that includes me. I am not exempt from this rule. Like, even when we are, like, just being ourselves on camera, it is not entirely 100% who we are off camera. Like, you know, I'm very talkative and energetic on stream, but, like, after stream is over, I sit in total silence. I don't talk to myself. I don't say anything. I don't say things while I type. I don't react to video games the same way I do on stream. I am a very different person off stream. That's not to say that who I am on stream is not part of who I am. But it's just that. It's just like when you're, you know, you act different around friends than you do around family, right? And that's the same thing with me. Like, I act differently on stream as I do off stream. It's just different energies, right? But yeah, it is a shame. I would say don't make conclusions about someone based on how they are on camera. Me included. Like, with Arcadum, and I hate talking about that guy, but, like, he seemed nice on camera to a lot of people, right? But then it turned out that he was a piece of shit. But that goes for everyone, really. Like, that is not to say people are pieces of shit off camera, but it just goes to show you don't really know how people are unless you meet them for real, right? Anyway, let's go do some big team and get totally wrecked. Is the plan no FF14 today? Need if so, I love Halo, just trying to see the plan. I might do 14. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of Halo and then do 14 the rest of the day, because there's only, you know, one mode and one map, and I can only play so much Halo at once when there's no variety, or rather when there's so little variety. But I don't know, who knows? I don't have a plan. I might do 14 today, but if I am super duper enjoying big team, we might just play big team. There we go, big team. Let's play. Have I tried the drills yet? I have a little bit. I wish that there wasn't a time limit on them, though. I wish there was an option to just, like, stay in there and just shoot the weapon as much as you want. But I guess the training, the academy works for that. Is there any new vehicles for Halo? So far, not that I know of. Oh, the 5-man Warthog. Yeah, it doesn't have the gun, but you can load up with 5 people. This is a cargo hog. I feel like we see a small amount of the whole you, like a cup of Joe. Yeah. I mean, and like, what I create and what I am on stream are, like, aspects of who I am, you know? We draw upon who we are when we create, right? It's just not the whole picture, you know? I'm still stuck until Endwalker because I bought the expansion that way. I like watching your content because I don't have a lot of time to do things that you show. Thank you. Yeah, of course. You can get the whole gang in the hog? Hell yeah. Yeah, the Razorback.
Total control. Capture all zones to score.
Which I think is a type of pig, right? Type of swine. Sin Road Rage. Westbrand. Coton. And these poses are definitely going to be things that are going to be monetized as well. I'm sure.
Hold all
Dibs.
3 zones to score.
What the heck? Oh my god, there's so many people. So this is essentially the new Valhalla, I'm pretty sure. And I can pick this up. You pick up the fusion coils. Yeet!
A friendly.
Oh my god, you can throw it really far.
The enemy is
Oh, I hit
entering
something!
the zone.
Or someone. Did you see that hit marker? I hit someone with that.
Captured.
The zone.
I hit someone with my yeeted fusion coil.
A friendly's capping a zone.
Somebody picked up the thing.
The enemy is capturing a zone.
All right, let's miss our shots. Oh yeah, the red outline. I'm conflicted about that.
Almost
Yeah!
out of gas. Zone lost. Deploying prey.
It is nice
You
clarity, but
glorious.
yeah!
Boastful laughter. Ha ha ha.
You're beginning to make this look easy.
An ally is capturing a zone.
Yeah, there's too much talking.
Hostiles
I
are capturing a zone.
don't need this AI talking all the time. Very nice nade.
A friendly is capping the zone.
Skewer hits are satisfying. Oh yeah. Now I am of the
An
mind.
ally has captured a zone.
Oh, I missed.
An ally has captured a zone.
I'm gonna turn that off. Hold on. Voice. 0. Hopefully that fixes it. I'm of the mind, I personally like the red outlines. However, I do wish there was an option to turn them off for people who didn't like them. And an option to just make the teams red versus blue again. Because without that outline, there is no way to see who is red and who is blue. Now, I like the outlines because it allows me to see actually my Spartan colors, which I always wanted some kind of way to see your real Spartan colors in team fights because, like, half of the time, I mostly play team fights in, That's mine. Yeah! I mostly play team games in Halo, which means my colors never appear. So I like this. However, I do want for people, I do wish that for people who didn't like it to be able to pick that option if they so wish. Oh! Okay. Names are tiny. I play Call of Duty and I get killed so quickly before I see the name. I'm gonna turn my graphic settings down a bit so that the game can run better. Let's see. Maybe that. Oh, maybe. My game has been running. I don't know if you saw that frame rate dip, chat. Let's go to medium settings. There we go. Yeah, that runs nicer. Here's a balance change to the sandbox I would like. That's going to be controversial. I think that the Ghost should not have a speed boost. I think that the Mongoose should be the speed vehicle, whereas the Ghost can strafe and shoot. Because so far... okay. So far, the Mongoose is just a worse Ghost, right? Because if you want to splatter people, you would go with a Ghost. If you want to go fast, you would go with the Ghost. If you want firepower, you would go with the Ghost. The only reason you would go with the Mongoose is for objectives, right? But even then, you could go with the Ghost and kill everyone at the objective. So I think if you got rid of the speed boost on the Ghost and just made it the, you know, strafable firepower vehicle, and make the Mongoose the speed vehicle, I think that would be good because that would... Yeah! Suck fusion coils! That would give the Mongoose a niche that it would be good at. That's what I think, anyway. Skewer. Punch. Thank you. Wait, I already have a skewer. Can I get another one? Oh, another shot. I'll take that. Oh, this is not the skewer. This is this thing. Yeah, I like this weapon because this is an area denial thing. It, like, you, basically put, like, fire everywhere. I like this. I like these different functions for weapons. Here we go. Hello, you. Punch! Yeah, no, don't mess with me. I played Halo for years. All these noobs. God, this is like the people who played League of Legends going to play that Pokemon Unite. How do I like Halo Infinite so far? So far, it's looking good. My complaints aside, I think I am very optimistic about this game. I'm not cautiously optimistic anymore. I am very optimistic. I think this is going to be a great game. Or at least a good game. At least on par with, like, Reach. Which I am of the controversial opinion of, I think Reach was alright. I think Halo 3 was a lot better. People like to uphold it, I feel, are a little bit blinded by nostalgia goggles and blind Bungie favoritism because it was Bungie's last Halo game. But I still think it is more flawed than a lot of people are willing to admit it to be. Even though even if I do feel the weapon sandbox in Halo 3 is a bit bloated, right? Like there are a lot of redundant weapons and vehicles in Halo 3. Like the Spiker and the plasma rifle were essentially the same gun. What the heck? Tank, 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 tank. Yeah, dibs. Here, get in, get in, get in. Yeah. Sorry, I'll finish that thought later. Tank time. And the Scorpion looks good again. It doesn't look like the ugly tank from Halo 5. Suck it, noobs. Excuse me, excuse me. Tank beats Spartan. No, get off me. Yeah. Tank beats everything. Tank beats Ghost! Oh, I'm having fun. Who's coming down the grab lift? Yeah! I'm gonna try and snipe him. Oh, okay. There we go. Get out of there. I see you. Oh, no, this is the flag. Yeah. Justice has come for you, Spartans, and I am its shadow. It comes in the form of your doom. Where are they? I will hunt you down! I'll hunt you down to the ends of the earth! You can't sneak up on me! Get out of here! Is this the end? No, it's not. Oh man, oh, I love the battle damage. No, no, my reign is over. Oh. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, redundant weapons in Halo 3. There are a lot of redundant everything in Halo 3. Like, the beam rifle and the sniper rifle functioned exactly the same. Now, the reloading was a little different, but functionally, kill-wise, they function the same. That's why I think the focus rifle in Reach was more interesting. Because the two snipers in Halo 3 did the same thing. Whereas the focus rifle was at least a little different, you know? It was the sentinel beam with a scope. And I think that's more interesting, because it's a different weapon. Same thing with the Prowler. The Prowler is just a Warthog, right? It's just a Warthog. Oh, there's a gravity hammer. Nope. This is mine. Hello? Where are you? There? Oh no! Oh, you bastard! Let's see if we can get this ghost. Oh. You can get all 4 on the Prowler? Well, why not just make... I don't know. But functionally, it's mostly the same. Or like, the Hornet and the Banshee, you know? The Hornet and the Banshee were basically the same vehicle. It's an aerial vehicle where you can shoot things. They fill the same role, basically. Now, they function slightly different, but they fill the same role, is what I'm saying. You know? And I would like different vehicles to fill different roles and different niches. Nostalgia from player, the arc is too strong. Yeah. Halo fans have a lot of nostalgia, and I think that's what keeps them a little bit stubborn when it comes to change. You know, even if the change is, in my opinion, for the better a lot of the time. For the benefit of the game. Like, we don't need so many weapons if they just do the same thing, right? Hornets couldn't maneuver? What are you talking about? Hornets had strafing. Hornets could strafe. I think that's a decent amount of maneuverability. But, like, they filled the same role, you know? An aerial firepower, you know? Like, oh, jeez. Alright, who wedged the Warthog? Okay. At least the Wraith and the tank serve different roles, right? With a Wraith, you could, like, fire from the back as, like, a mortar shot, because it arced, you know? And it was faster than the tank. It was a splatter machine, whereas the tank was not. They filled different roles, right? The tank was more of a, like a sniper in a way. That, like, an anti-vehicle, whereas the Wraith was more like a defensive option. It was more defensive and, or a mobility tool. You know, tank was not very mobile, whereas the Wraith was. Jeez. Wraith is a trebuchet. Yeah. That was great for dodging rockets. Yeah. You can dodge rockets with a tank. Let's see, what else in Halo 3 was redundant? I don't mean to be so mean to Halo 3, but I'm just trying to make it clear that, you know, I am terrible with a sniper. That, you know, no Halo game is without its flaws. Even the things... Oh, yes, actually, I prefer you. Fuck the sniper, I'm taking the skewer. Halo has its flaws that a lot of its fans do not like to acknowledge, I feel. Because of nostalgia, you know? People like the Prowler, people like the Spiker, people like the Hornet without thinking about how it affects the game Sandbox. You know? The Mauler, that's another one. The Mauler was just a shotgun, you know? Like, you could dual-wield it, but, like, if you need to dual-wield it to make it more powerful, why not just pick up a shotgun, you know? Yeah, I did say the Spiker, yeah. Spiker was just a plasma rifle. Mauler was just a shotgun. The beam rifle was just the sniper rifle. The most redundant weapons in Halo 3 was the energy sword compared to the gravity hammer. Somewhat, if it weren't for the fact that although functionally, gameplay, like combat-wise, yes, I think what they should do is they should take the gravity manipulation of the gravity hammer and combine it with the AoE of this game and not make it a one-shot. Make it a two-shot. So that way, these... Oh, what the heck? Oh, this is the lightning weapon you guys were talking about. The Tesla thing. This is the new EMP gun, I guess. So that way, the energy sword can be the hyper-lethal melee weapon. Whereas the gravity hammer can be the AoE melee weapon, right? Different niches. I think that would be a neat change. Hey, GG. Will this game have Forge? Not on launch, unfortunately. Can't that thing EMP or is it bugged? Apparently it's supposed to. Shock rifle is also a one-hit kill with headshots. Ooh. Huh. At least the gravity hammer was good in Griffball. Yeah, I think in Griffball is where the gravity hammer shined, and you could see that it was not just an energy sword. If you play Griffball, or if you speedrun, you could definitely tell that it was a very, very different weapon. Who do you think would win in a fight, Master Chief or a Warhammer Space Marine? Oh, Space Marine, absolutely. Space Marine would annihilate Master Chief. Are you kidding? Everything in Warhammer is so cranked up to 11 compared to everything else that came after it. There is absolutely no way a Spartan can stand up to even a basic Space Marine. Space Marines are freaks, yeah. They have, like, not only physical, they have pseudo-magical, like, psycho augmentations. I love Halo, and I prefer Halo to Space Marine, but a Space Marine would kill Master Chief in, like, a split second. Let's be real. A single shot from a bolter would explode a Mjolnir suit. Okay, but what if Master Chief had a cool hat? Okay, that brings it a little closer. I think if Master Chief had a nice cowboy hat, I think he might stand a chance. Oh god, I thought I turned off. Oh no. I thought I turned off voice chat. Let's turn that off.
Oh yeah!
Shut up, no.
Oh yeah!
No.
Let's go!
No, let's not. Voice chat is disabled. No. Voice chat volume 0. There we go. Oh yeah! Oh. They allow you to paint yourself like a Nintendo game. Yeah, there we go. Skewer. Wait. My assault rifle. Give me that. So I'm noticing a bit of stability issues. Ah, I see you are a man of culture as well. I wonder if I can shoot that. I don't like this back seat. I much prefer like when you would like hang on to the back rather than sit. Oh, this is not the skewer. I keep thinking this is the skewer. It's because it's got like a bayonet on it. I wonder if that does extra damage. I got you, buddy. Yeah, see, he's running normal and I'm sprinting and he's keeping up with me. Yeah, I much prefer the, yeah, I also prefer the old way of sitting on a mongoose. I think it looks cooler. You can bunny hop in Infinite? What is bunny hopping? Battle rifle. Whoa! That is classic Halo if there ever was. Launching a mongoose in a man cannon. Also, speaking of, we are on a Halo. Oh, we can't see because of the clouds, but these hexagons, these are structures. These are Forerunner structures. We are on a Halo right now. That is one of the things, like from Valhalla and the Silent Cartographer. All that stuff that would shoot up into the sky. Oh, no, I didn't want that. Oh, I dropped my wall for the thing, and I thought it was gonna. Dear Bits, hey dear, what's up? Hey, man, just wanted to do some donuts. Yeah, let's do some donuts. Let's. Oh geez, my game is dying. This game is not finished, or my computer might just be old. No, I got it like last year. Okay. Die, please. Oh, never mind. I wanted to smack it. What is your favorite chapter and favorite faction? I like the White Scars and the Orcs. I like the Orcs, mostly because their powers are ridiculous. I don't know a lot about Warhammer, just that the Orcs' powers come from their imagination, literally. So this thing apparently homes in on faraway targets. It's like a nice, like, long-ranged weapon. According to Digital Foundry, there have been major performance improvements for consoles between the first and second, hopefully coming for PC too. Me too. Because my computer's kind of beefy. It's not the strongest thing on the market, but it's fairly beefy. And I'm actually, you know what? It's fine if it doesn't run good on this PC because, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. I don't think I'm under contract or embargo or anything like that. I don't have a DMCA. But I am pairing up with Ironside Computers for something very special. Something very special that I hope to show you guys when it comes in. I think they shipped it to me. And, from then onwards, I will be sponsored by them. Essentially, I'll be like one of those race cars where I have to like put their sticker on my channel for like a certain amount of time. Basically, have an advertisement going because I'm literally using one of their products, which they gifted me for free, which is dope as hell. Gotta say, pretty cool. I want to grapple hook onto somebody. Run away! Aw. The news is out. JoCat is become race car. Ironside Catboy sounds like a Space Marine chapter. If I made a Space Marine faction, like an army of Space Marines, and painted like a bunch of minis, I would call them the Ironside Catboys. That's what I would do. The sounds in this game, oh yeah, the sounds are great. Halo 4 and 5 were a little too loud and messy, but this one has just the right balance, I feel, of like nice quietness and little bits of gunfire. All the guns don't sound like the biggest, most powerful gun in the world like all the other ones, right? Which they do individually, the guns in Halo 4 and 5 sound great. But I feel like they all sounded too powerful. They all sounded powerful so that it was always at 10. Everything was at a 10 all the time. Whereas this game, there are some guns that are at like an 8 or a 5. Which I think is important. So it's not just like bombarding you with loud sound after loud sound all the time. You know? Guns in Infinite have nice bass balance. 4 and 5 were just mega bass, yeah. Ooh, hop on! Aw, we don't have the little beep beep anymore. We have a honk honk. I missed a beep beep. Beep beep beep. What is that? What is that? What? Rebooting. Okay. Commando. Call of Duty gun. Where? Oh, where can I? There it is. It is nice to be able to see where players are, though, but I can see how some people might not like that. How there's just a bright red outline at far away, so you can see a target. I personally like the visual clarity. To know where people are and that who's a bad guy. Can you still teabag? Hold on, I'll tell you as soon as I can get a kill and not die. What is that? That is a ghost. This. Where are the bad guys? Ah, the sounds. Oh, look, there's another one over there. There's another tower that shot up into the air. Oh. Where is everybody? Also, the mongoose feels good to drive. These wheels have got some grip on them. I'm not like sliding around or anything. I'm like, I actually have traction. Ah! They never catch me, coppers. Oh, good spin. Imagine playing Halo Infinite for the first time and you get teabagged by JoCat. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna find someone. Someone's gonna have the honor. Someone in this match. Oh. Oh, I assisted.
So tasty.
Fireboy, thank you for the well done state. Just got the Cobalt plush and already have the glow in the dark and Wizard Goblin plush. Can't wait until the Cobalt gets here. Hell yeah. That Needler looks a lot more useful. Needler was, I think Halo 4 Needler was its peak. I like the Halo 4 Needler. Or Halo 3 one. Halo 3 one was pretty alright as well. Halo 4 Needler, or Halo Reach Needler was Garbo. It was trash. It was really bad. Because you could not super combine someone if they had shields, which means it was useless on elites in campaign, basically. Sometimes I wonder if my Gobble plush was given to someone who loves it. Aw, dear, did you not get your goblin? I can ship you one. I can ship you one. I've got like 100 goblins in my closet. In like a big box that I was planning on giving away at all the conventions I was going to go to this year. But now they're just sitting there. I can send you one. If you never got one. I want to though. If you paid for one and never got one, it is my duty to send you one. It is my obligation, because you lost money and didn't get what you paid for, and that's bad. That is bad on me, and that is bad on Makeship, and I will be taking it up with those Makeship people. Duty. How is Infinite? I just also want to say sorry because I was a person who made the Pixel Wiggler. Sorry, what do you mean? That was awesome. Infinite so far is fun. It's fun. I want to see more of it. I need to see more. All I have is a taste. They're teasing me. They're blue-balling me. They're holding me while I'm about to climax, and they're what's the word? Denial. They're ruining it. They're edging me. That's the word. I hate edging. I don't like edging. When I see that tag, I'm like, I don't want that shit. I need release. Nah, dude. Ruined orgasm? No thanks. Climax denial? Not in my house. Not here. What's that about flood firefight? Oh yeah, flood firefight. Oh, I gotta do that. I gotta play that. like I joined mid-match. Hey! Hey, 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 hey! I want to get in. Hey! No! Come back! Oh. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh. Oh. Not in this game. No, Flood Firefight is in Halo ODST. It's an ODST, not in this game. They have not mentioned at all any of the Flood. Flood is not confirmed for Infinite. And I would not be sad if it wasn't in it, if they just wanted to focus on the Banished. Yeah. But yeah, Flood Firefight ODST does sound really, really fun. Oh? Kill? Oh, this is capture the flag. There we go. See, you don't need the announcer to go flag dropped, flag stolen, flag dropped. You can just have a little beep. I was like, what is that car noise? All right, who wants to get in? Honk honk. Get in. Get in, loser. We're going to cap their flag. Come on, get in. Other side. Other side, other side. Entrance is on the other side. Woo! Oh God, where did you come from? All right, well. Oh, jeez. Yeah, the latency in this game is, not latency, but the lag is, a little strange. He looked like he teleported out of nowhere. Oh. Let's get him. What the hell? Oh, okay. Just that thing. I was like, did something drop? Needler. Hello. Yeah! Yeah! Get some! Yeah! Worth it. My first teabag. I don't know who that was, but they were purple. Somebody was saying, I assume voice chat is as friendly as usual. I hope not. I hope gamers are better. And apparently, I think 343 is cracking down on harassment and being, you know, racist and homophobic in voice chat, which is good. But I just don't want to get in voice chat anyway. My first Infinite teabag. Yeah. First teabag in Halo Infinite. I should have paid attention to the feed of who I killed. They had the honor to being my first teabag. Wow, you can shoot straight out of sprint. Like, I'm sprinting and then click, bang, bang, bang. Like, no animation. That's nice. I really like how subdued sprint is. Oh, jeez. This game is dying. Oh, yeah, Chef Ab. Yeah. Yeah, get some. Okay. Hey, teabagging's not toxic. Teabagging's just like emoting in Smash Bros, which is toxic. It's part of it's part of the culture now. Unlike I'm not harassing anybody. I'm just showing some little bit of competitive spirit. Was that the same dude? Ah, nice. Don't know what this is. Just open up like a secret area. Oh, it's a weapons cache. Overshield. Okay. Alright. Or invisibility? Was that what that was? Invisibility. Right. Let's see. Yeah! I thought it was an overshield. It's not. Oh, you can be invisible while moving now. Just not while sprinting. Thank goodness. They nerfed the hell out of invisibility. It's nice that it's back to its normal self. Where you can move and you're invisible. My invisibility's gone. Hello! I must have scared the shit out of that guy. Am I trying to make him my bitch or something? No! I am, he is my equal. He is not my bitch. He is my equal. You teabag your equals. Teabagging is just a form of communication in Halo, you know? You teabag at your teammates to communicate with them when you want them to do something, right? When you look at your teammates, you teabag. When you beat an enemy, you teabag. When you're happy, you teabag. When you don't know what to do, when you truce with the enemy, you teabag. What is that? Ghost, okay. Oh, that's a spanker. When I do it in real life, I just get pepper sprayed and arrested. Well, you don't... You see, I think real life hasn't really come to accept this new form of language yet. It'll take them some time. Whoa! Okay. Let's go, Bolt. Ah, there's no overheating anymore. You just shoot. You can just shoot forever. Yeah, they're removing all the dumb stuff that doesn't make the game fun. They're just like, you know what? There's no reason for this to be here. It's way more fun if it's just gone. Balance be damned. All right, I'm gonna go grab it. Oh, thank you. Ooh, go, go, go! Ah! Okay. Can you use grenades and gravity hammers to launch yourself in this game? Not the gravity hammer, sadly. That function has been given to the repulsor equipment. Let me see. Maybe? It doesn't look like there's much knockback on grenades, sadly. What are you doing? Get out of here. This is my base. What do you have? Commando. Yeah, this thing. Whoop. Which is fine, I guess. There is a new medal attached to it called Pancake, though, if you, like, slam someone into a wall. If you repulse someone into a wall. Which I'm gonna try and do here. Never mind. I'm sorry about the lag. I'm experiencing it too, if you guys are seeing that. My game is struggling. I'm gonna try low settings. How about that? I'm gonna try that. Low settings. Low. Ugh, I feel like such a plebeian. And if it still stutters, then I know it's like, it's just the game's performance and it's not my computer. I mean, it could be both. There we go. Must teabag. Must claim my kill. Said you have to restart the game for the settings to take place. For the textures, yeah. I don't know if that has something to do with it. It is a technical preview. There's gonna be bugs, yeah. Oh, that's an actual skewer. Oh, they look the same from a glance. The skewer and the Ravager. Because they both have that little sharp thing at the bottom. Doesn't it say you have to restart for the changes? Not for all of them. For the textures, yes. But for everything else, no. Like, look at those trees. I didn't have to restart for those. You know? See how ugly and gross they look? I was hoping that, at least with some of the options down, it could help. But I might restart. Can you double jump or wall jump? I don't know about double jumping. I think you can launch yourself off the wall. Need to see. They need to do a lot of experimenting. Ah, the Bulldog. Everyone's least favorite shotgun. I actually like the Bulldog, and I think most people would like it. It's just that it's replaced the normal shotgun. If they were both in the game, I think that would be good, because then it's not redundant either, because this is more of a longer range rapid shotgun. It's semi-automatic as opposed to pump. Well, it's pump action, but it's really fast, right? And it cannot kill in one shot, whereas the other shotgun is more close ranged and kills in one shot. So this is kind of like a mid-range faster shotgun. I would like them both to be in the game. That would be nice. Spartan Laser. As cool as the Spartan Laser is, I think its existence is harmful for multiplayer fun. Because all it does, it's a no fun zone button. Basically, if anybody's in a vehicle, there's not much they can do against Spartan Laser. The Spartan Laser just destroys your vehicle, and it's the least interesting version of a counter, in my opinion, where it's just a direct counter with no means of outplaying it. The difference between it and a rocket is a rocket has travel time, right? And you can see it coming. Now, you do have the charge-up laser of the Spartan Laser, but, like, a skilled player is gonna hide that from you before they actually fire it while they're charging up, right? But a rocket, you need to either lead it, you know, or you need to get close. So there's that risk-reward, right? What was that? So, as cool as the Spartan Laser is, I think it should be relegated to campaign only. Because it is not fun to play against in multiplayer. It is fun to use, but it's not to be fun to be used against. There we go. Hello. Get out of here. Oh, that was a massive lag spike. Alright, nice job. Alright. They could turn it into a super sentinel beam? Well, why have two of the same functioning weapon? Why not just buff the sentinel beam? I think the skewer kind of replaces the Spartan Laser in multiplayer. Yeah. It doesn't look like it one-shots vehicles, it just knocks them on their ass, which I think is a better function. Sentinel beam, but large. As long as this game has confetti coming out of grunts. Oh, you know they're gonna keep that skull. It one-shots ghosts and warthogs and light stuff. Does it one-shot warthogs? I don't know how I feel about... Well, it does have travel time. I think the skewer does have travel time and drop gravity as well, from what I could tell. Seemed like it anyway. I can't see these maps. There we go. Live fire. Yeah. Make it into a turret on a warthog? I don't know about that. They made the CE sniper into its own weapon? No, the sniper is still the sniper. The thing is, the sniper in Halo has not really changed all that much over the course of the games. It has basically always remained a 2 shots to the body, 1 shot to the head, 4 rounds per magazine sniper. Right? I think that's what it's always been. They've never changed the mag size. They never changed the body shot, headshot thing. How about a Spartan laser tank? I think they had that in Halo 5, actually. Yeah, I think that was in Halo 5 as one of the variants. Repulsor. Let's see if I can double jump. Yes! That would be a yes. Ah, yes, the drop ball. It's, Have I tried out the new Wasp? I have not. That's another one that I don't like because it's redundant. And I like the Falcon, but they need to rework what the Falcon is, really. Because, oh wow, yeah, okay, yes, you can use it to double jump even mid-air. Neat. I like the Falcon because it's like the aerial Warthog, right? But the thing that the Warthog does that the Falcon doesn't is have a passenger, right? Now you can have a passenger in the form of a oh, I'm gonna pancake you so bad. Aw. You can have passengers in forms of turrets, but that just means that its use is now for offensive firepower, which is what the Banshee is for, right? So now it's just a worse Banshee, because now you need people in it. When did you ever use a Falcon other than to lay siege and suppressing fire on an area, right? Which, once again, that's what the Banshee already does. So they need, I want them to bring back the Falcon, but if they do, they need to rework how it works. And that's why, I feel like that's why we have the, what is it? The Sparrow? Not the Sparrow. The Horn, what is it called? The Wasp? Because even though the Wasp is very much like the, what's that? Oh, it's my alarm. Even though the Wasp is even more like the Banshee, the Falcons still serve the same purpose as well. They just made it less clunky to use, you know? You could just get in and fly around in it and shoot. Falcon was the closest thing we had to a troop transport in multiplayer back in Reach. Yeah, and I think that's what it should be. I think it really should be 1 gun rather than 2. 1 gun, 1 passenger, like the Warthog. I think that would give it a proper distinction from its niche, right? It would give it an aerial transport, which is a new use. We don't have like, it can be an aerial transport, but you're primarily going to use it for firepower. Let's be real. So yeah. I am really bad with this gun. I got repulsed. Okay, is this a console flight? No, I'm on PC. Okay, so I think it is a connection thing, because playing against bots, I don't have that hitching. So I think it is connection stuff, and I hope that they get it all fixed up before the full game launches, because that was really not fun to play with. So I think the hitching was purely a online thing. Just netcode or whatever. Online is complicated. Game dev is weird. I don't know what it's gonna take to fix it. I'm not gonna pretend I know what is causing it. All I can say is I hope it is fixed. Servers aren't doing great today. Yeah. Okay, that means I can up my graphics again. Sorry about the graphical hitches. Beta is beta. Let's see. High. There we go. Yes, pretty. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. Oh fuck. Okay. Maybe I'll go to medium. I'll go to medium and I'll restart the game. That's what I'll do. Go to... Yeah? Yeah, you're firing that gun? Yeah, you're really firing that gun, huh? Yeah, somebody's having fun. Alright, we'll go to medium, and then we'll restart the game. Man, that gun had a lot of ammo. Oh, boy. What about 4v4 instead of 12v12 for lag spikes? I'll try that one. I'll try that. Fun fact, the Xbox Series S is absolutely tiny. Does the S stand for small? So which is the more powerful one? The Series X or the Series S? Series X. Okay. All right, we're gonna go into the waiting room. I'm gonna restart the game real quick. Series Smooth. It does stand for small. Okay, so it's like a slim version that's like cheaper. Makote's cute. Thank you. I animated him myself. If only we could have a spooky theme waiting room. I thought about making one, but I didn't have the time or motivation. Monster Hunter Rise for PC? Ooh, is it coming? Did they announce the release date for Rise on PC yet? January. Okay. Okay. I might pick it up again because then it would be at 60 FPS. I'm gonna turn on my fan. I'm a little sweaty. Oh, I need to show you guys. I got something else. I forgot. I got something else from Wizards of the Coast, D&D, that was very strange and unorthodox. They sent me nerds, like the Wonka candy, like D&D themed nerds. Here, I'm gonna hold it up to the camera. Look at that. D&D nerds. And there's a, you know, like there's a mimic chest there. They licensed D&D nerds, and it came in this, like, box, and they have, like, stat sheets with different characters. Like, here's a stat sheet for Mr. Honeycutt, a medium humanoid. I assume that's something in the Wonka universe, I guess. They have a map? Wait a minute, they have a combat map? What the hell? They have a character sheet for Pink the Nerd? What the fuck is this? He's a level 1 rogue. Look at this shit. Hold on. Look at this. They gave a stat sheet to a nerd. To a nerd candy. What the hell is this? And a combat map. What? Wonka themed D&D? I guess so. Yeah, it's a little adventure. Pink the Rogue receives a mysterious message to meet Mr. Honeycutt at the Central Marketplace. This is a fucking mini module. What the hell? Path 1 Secret Tunnel? As with anything in Harmony, the chance for friendship is possible. So there's an encounter for Slurmy. Something pale and glistening darts past you, just beyond torchlight, and dashes into the hole in a wall. Oh, it's an encounter with Pink. It says when your player's really freaked out. When your player's is really freaked out. Read this. From up ahead. Or is it coming from behind you? You hear a rasping voice that says, "Ooh, it smells like fresh meat has come into the darky dark just for Slurmy to feast on." Slurmy is a wretched carnivorous creature with slimy, mottled green skin, spooky yellow eyes, long hooked claws, and a mouth filled with needle-sharp fangs. Slurmy has lived here for decades, feasting on rats and other vermin. And as with anything in Harmony, the chance for friendship is possible if Slurmy is treated with exceptional kindness, offered food, and won over with a successful DC 14 Charisma Persuasion check, then a truce is possible, and maybe even friendship. You can make this friendship automatic without the need for the roll if you wish. Huh. Wow. Okay. So Golem, yeah, they just put Golem in the game. What the fuck? And they've got a massive D20. They gave me a D20 as well. It's huge. Oh, it's one of those typical D&D D20s. Yeah, the black and red ones. I have a few of these from over the years of Wizards sending me stuff. But yeah, they gave me mummy, clusters, and nerds. I'm gonna be snacking on those over the course of the stream, I guess. I do like nerds. I mean, there's a bunch of them in my chat. Hey-oh. Alright, back to the game. Pre-release, yep, pre-release beta. Come on, open a box. What flavor of nerds are they? Rainbow. So I think that just means the vanilla, typical, not vanilla flavored, but the normal rainbow nerds. I just like to dump them in my mouth. It's wholesale. Come on, open up, open up. There we go. Sorry, I'm eating nerds. Plain boy, how I feel about Sprint is, if I had it my way, Sprint would not be in here. But how they put it in, with how subdued it is, I do not mind it. It is so, like, minimized and, like, not at all affecting your movement, except for the slightest amount, that it might as well not be there. But so it being there doesn't bother me all that much. I understand why. It's because, you know, that's just what you put in modern shooters nowadays, but why not make it automatic? No, I would not like that. If I had my way, if the game is too slow for you, I would say up the move speed. Don't give people sprint. If you're gonna make sprint automatic, why not just make that the base move speed, you know? I would rather Spartan charge and slam without sprint than have sprint. I would rather neither of them. I don't like Spartan charge and slam. I think those should be things that are attached to weapons and equipment rather than attached to the player. Give you reason to explore the map and pick them up, since this is an arena shooter. And the whole point is to explore the map to pick things up, not have things inherently tied to the player. That is my opinion. Of design philosophy for Halo. Because I think that is when Halo is at its strongest, is when you interact with the map to do things. When you look for vehicles, when you look for grav lists, when you go to find weapons to help you do those things, rather than having the ability to do them outright. Oh yeah. It's time. It is time. Kaboom! Nice. Kaboom! Yeah! Where are they? I'm so dead. Oh, grenade! Oh, I lost the rocket. I like sprint in campaign, but I can see avoiding it in multiplayer. Yeah. I would, if I were to remove it in multiplayer, I'd remove it in campaign as well, just to keep the game cohesive, you know? Like, so that they at least feel somewhat the same. You know? Still feel kind of like the same game. Like, I understand, but I also don't. I don't understand people's insistence on including sprint into the game when it doesn't really need it, you know? It didn't need it back in Halo 1 or Halo 2 or 3. You know, why are people trying to, like... And I'm not saying that you're wrong for wanting it, but I genuinely don't understand why people insist on trying to fit sprint in there. You know? Like, oh, trying to find a middle ground. Like, I feel like, I wonder why people are so hesitant to just nixing it outright, you know? Tie sprint to an ability slot? No. No, not at all. No compromises. That, like, maybe that's a little stubborn, but, like, why do people want to find compromises? Yeah, Doom is the same. Doom didn't need sprint. Doom is fine without sprint, right? It's to calm the panic in their mind. I guess so, because it is a drastic change to have sprint and then suddenly have no sprint. And I know that big change can be hard. I can understand that. But, like, the only reason, like, I feel like it's a feeling rather than, like, any beneficial gameplay thing. It's a feeling, and feelings are valid, and people are not wrong for wanting this. But I think most of the time people just want sprint in the game is because sprint is standard in other FPS, right? It feels weird to not have this thing. It's like playing a, you know, side scroller that has no jumping, right? It feels weird at first. It's like, oh, you should put a jump in there because jumps are in other side scrollers, right? But isn't Doom Guy sprinting all the time? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, take away sprint and just make our base move speed the sprint speed. Say that we're always sprinting, you know? Gotcha. That's what I say. To make things easier for new players? I don't know how that would make it easier. You have to press an extra button. If anything, it doesn't, because now there's a skill gap of like when you should or shouldn't be sprinting. You know? Because how many games, how many FPS have you been caught off guard and killed because of the animation of coming out of sprint? You know? Same thing for aim down sights, yeah. Like, just say that we're always aiming down sights, and that's why we're able to aim from the hip so well. Yeah, I don't like aim down sights either. It just brings everything to a halt. And it means that there's less exciting movement to be had. Like, I can't jump and shoot if I need to aim down sights, you know? Like that. I wouldn't be able to do that I just did right then if I needed to aim down sights. You know? Why wouldn't you sprint all the time in a combat zone? Yeah, exactly. That's true. Yeah. My bad. My bad for misinterpreting. I'm just very... I care about Halo a lot, so maybe I get a little heated on some of my opinions. I'm not... And also, keep in mind, I'm getting heated, but I'm getting heated at the... I'm attacking the opinions. I'm not attacking the people having them. I hope that's clear, chat. That even if I get aggressive at some of the opinions and thoughts and suggestions, it is merely at them and not at you, personally. And I hope that is understandable. ADS and sprint has its place, but it shouldn't be the norm, at least in Halo. That's what I'm saying. All of these things are not inherently bad, and I can see the argument for them. But my thought is that there are other games that do those things already, you know? If I wanted to do the things that are available in those other games, I would just play those other games, right? Like, a lot of people were like, oh, I like Halo 5 because it's like Titanfall. And I'm thinking, well, then why not just play Titanfall? If you want to jump and dash and wall run and fly around like Titanfall, I have Titanfall for that. I want Halo for what Halo has to offer. You know? That's what I want. Come back. Well, Titanfall's dead. Yeah, but you see my point. Yeah, you see my point. You know where I'm getting at. Oh, it's behind you. Get him. Get him, get him, get him. Did you get him? I think he got him. No, he's dead. Well, Titanfall 2 is not dead, right? Pretty sure Titanfall 2 is still going strong. Half dead. Well, no game lives forever, right? It's only a matter, like, how long... Here's the thing that I want... I get the frustration and the sadness about it, but, like, I don't get the anger at the developers when it comes to a game that has been supported for a long time and is no longer supported. Like, especially, you know, when the player base starts to die off, right? There's only so much time they can spend updating at a loss because they're still working for not as much profit, right? Unless they want to monetize it. And I know gamers don't want them to monetize the multiplayer game, right? I know you don't want microtransactions, but if you want them to continue to update the game for free with a slowly dying player base, how long is a developer obligated to update their game, right? To continue to support their game after it's not making any money anymore, you know? And I don't think there is a right answer to that, but like, that's what I mean, right? It's like, how long is a developer obligated to continue to support their game? Like TF2, for example. Like, I think the TF2 team probably just wants to move on. Are they not allowed to? Like, are they not allowed to move on from their game just because a lot of people, like, still want to play it? Are people entitled to... Well, I guess if they pay for the game, yes, there are microtransactions and stuff. But how much should they be tied to the game? For how long, you know? That's the same thing why I don't get the anger at Bungie for stopping making Halo and making Destiny. People are like, no! I hate Bungie for going to making Destiny. And I'm like, that's kind of entitled, you know? Like, how long should Bungie be obligated to make Halo forever? Like, should Bungie not be allowed to make other things if they want, you know? Should a developer not be allowed to leave their game if it's not getting any additional revenue anymore? Yeah. It's not the devs that get to decide this. It's the company. That is true. Although, when it came to Halo, it was Bungie's decision. They could have signed on to do more Halo, but they decided not to. What I'm saying is, the hate towards Bungie for not making Halo anymore is foolish, in my opinion, and it's unfair. I play games for the story. That's fine. I couldn't care less about the mechanics like ADS or sprint. That's fine. I think that's valid. But I think it's also valid for people to care about mechanics, because these are video games and they're an interactive medium, and they are built on mechanics. Mechanics kind of matter. I feel like, you know, if you only care about the story and the mechanics don't matter to you, you could probably get the same experience watching the cutscenes on YouTube or something then, if that's the case. But if playing the game does matter, then I'm willing to bet that those mechanics do matter to you, actually. But I don't know. Maybe you do mean it. I find it sad that people force the completion of a game series onto a company that has no desire to complete or feel they have completed it. Yeah, exactly. I feel that's unfair to the company working on it, or the developers working on it, if you only force them to do that one thing. And I sympathize a little bit as a creator. Like, if I was only forced to ever make crap guides forever and nothing else, that would be miserable. I like making them, and they're my baby, and I'm thankful for the audience that they've given me, and I do like continuing to make them. But if that was the only thing I was allowed to make, I would hate that. I would hate that very much. Bungie made Halo because they wanted to, right? And then they made Destiny because they wanted to. Passion, I think, is the root of all good creative endeavors. Oh, but I hate Destiny, it's so bad. Yeah, it's not, it's not for you. Exactly, yeah. If it's not your kind of game, then you shouldn't have any investment in it. Like, you know, like, let me think. What's a game that I don't care about? Well, I don't know, because I don't care about them, so I don't think about them. Yeet! Got him! I love that. I love that you can just throw fusion coils at people. Oh, that is satisfying. Battlefield. Now, I don't like Battlefield. I hear Battlefield is great. It's a really good game, apparently. I don't like it. You know what I don't do? I don't go to DICE and complain that you bastard! Oh, I salute you, sir, for the teabag. I don't go to DICE and complain that they're not making Call of Duty. You know what I do when I feel like I don't like Battlefield? I don't play Battlefield. That's what I do. I don't play Battlefield, and I don't think about Battlefield. Like, I think it's totally fine. It's fine to voice your complaints. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be allowed to complain or give criticism. But after that's done and you've made your conclusion on your feelings about a game, then it's time to move on. And I think that's how a lot of people should go about Pokemon as well. Like, people are so hung up on Pokemon. Like, I don't like the direction the Pokemon is going. I think there's a lot that needs to be done with it. But I've made my peace with it, and I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But I still want to play it. But you know what? If it's so bad and awful that I'm, like, not gonna play it, then I'm not gonna pay attention to it anymore. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna worry about it. And I feel like that's what people should do. Move on. Go do something that makes you happy. If the thing that you're putting all your time and effort into is not making you happy, stop it. Just stop it. Well, I know that's more complicated for other things, but like with video games are not a need. They are a luxury. And if it is not bringing you luxury, you can stop it anytime. Or, you know, we live in a capitalistic society when it comes to luxury products. You can support the ones that are doing what you like. You know, voting with your wallet and all that. I rocket now. Nice. Alright, let's kill that ghost. Come at me. Come here! Come kill me! Oh. Somebody else did it before me. Okay. But like, yeah. If you hate Pokemon and you think it's awful and you feel as though your criticisms are not being heard anymore, then just stop playing it. Stop giving them your money. If you feel they're not worth your money, move on. Stop giving them your time. They don't deserve your time if you feel as though that they don't. Hello, I have an overshield now. Hello. Dead. Oh god, oh shit, oh fuck. Oh, I'm amazing. Oh, I'm so good at video game. Do you see that? Wow. We got 4 dudes. Don't let anyone say I couldn't take 4 dudes at once. All right, time to test this for real. Okay, I don't think I landed it. Have I ever played Splatoon? No, I'm not interested in Splatoon, really. It looks fine. It's fun enough. Doesn't look like my style of game, though. Hey, 4-shot BR is back. Hell yeah. Can you take 4 dudes at once from behind? Oh, probably not. They'd sneak up on me. Need to be prepared, you know. Have a proper protection and stuff like that. You know, like a rocket launcher or an overshield. Maybe a shotgun and some extra I'm so bad at video games. I swear, if that guy had killed me. Come on. Oh. So dead. I'm so dead. I'm alive. Combo online. Okay, well, they're taken care of. Alright, yep, EMP does not work anymore. That's a shame. Join him! Join him, Junior, join him! Oh, shit. Ah, shit. Am I on controller? No, I'm on mouse and keyboard. I did try controller when I was setting up the game, and the aim assist has been toned down significantly, which I think is good. It does mean that I'm worse at the game, but I think increasing the skill gap in that sense is good. Where'd you go? Hey, assist. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. Hey, nice, nice. Thank you, team. Hello? Oh, okay. What is that? Threat sensor? Oh, this is the radar thing. That was too far, probably. Oh, fucking... Ah! Oh, God, he scared me. Is bullet curving still a thing? I think so, but significantly toned down as well. That carbine, that pulse carbine has actual curving though. It homes in, pretty sure. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention. This zoom is not aiming down the sights because it does not improve your accuracy at all. So I'm gonna test out one mag right here, the spread, and then I'm gonna test out the other. It does not improve your spread like aim down the sights, so that's good. It just helps you see a little bit further, slightly. I remember older Halo games I needed to EMP a plane multiple times. I don't think that's a thing. Maybe, I don't think it needs multiple EMPs. I think they just remove the EMP from the plasma pistol, which is a shame. That's a shame. I'm kind of miffed about certain armors being locked to certain armor cores. Is that a thing? Like, can you only wear certain helmets with certain armor cores? Like if I wanted to wear my current helmet with like the Halo Reach armor core. Like I get if that's the case with like chest and legs, but helmets? Okay, does that mean helmets, though? I know, like, some armor... I just, like, example, helmets. Like, the Shinobi set from the trailer will just be that alone on its own core. Yeah, I mean, I expected that. But let's say I wear, like, a different armor core that gives me a different chest piece. Can I wear a different helmet with that? Probably? Okay, well then it's not Okay, that's not locking in my opinion. That's just like... But it is a shame that you can't mix and match the shinobi stuff with the other stuff. Hop on, buddy. Get on in. Pile in, everybody. Yeah. No, where are you going? Okay. The driving feels so much nicer in this. It's not so slidey. Get him! Ooh, get him! Ooh, shoot him! Ooh, shoot him! All right, let's get out of here. Okay. Yeah. All right, didn't run him over. Oh shit. Ah. Okay, yeah. We. So that's how you know you got EMP'd, is when your thing goes like all bright blue and electric-y. So the electric gun, the Tesla coil thing, that EMP'd us. I don't think... I think they took it away from the plasma pistol, sadly. That's a shame. People keep saying it's bugged, but I don't know. I don't know what that... I don't know. Like, you guys need to cite your sources as well. Like, people are just saying stuff and I'm believing them. Like sauce. Ooh, there. Get out of there. Let's see. Do shock grenades EMP? I think they do. I think they do. Come here. Oh. Okay. He's dead already. Well, my plasma did not do that. That is not what my plasma pistol did. It's kind of funny to think how the Warthog is why Halo is an FPS and not an RTS. Yeah. If you guys don't know, fun fact, Halo was originally supposed to be a real-time strategy game. However, the Warthog was really fun to ride around with like a single unit. And so they made it a third-person shooter to drive it around. And then it eventually turned from a third-person shooter to a first-person shooter. I don't know what caused that, but it did. So Halo Wars was their original idea? I guess so? I'm not so sure how it would have worked. But yeah, Halo Wars was very interesting because it's like it came full circle, in a way. Yeah, the Warthog was fun to drive around in for the time. Going back and driving Halo 1 Warthog again is like, oh, it's agony. Ah! I unironically love both Halo Wars games. They're pretty alright. I heard Halo Wars 2 was really good. Halo Wars 1 was okay, but Halo Wars 2 was apparently really good. Hey, can I? Yeah! Boom. Dun. Da da dun 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 da dun. Da da dun da. Oh, I can still fast walk by walking diagonally. That's a little janky. But I kind of love it. It's that original Halo 3 jank. Da 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 dun. Da 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 dun dun da da dun dun. Ah, I got snipped. Oh, I got skewered. Halo Wars 2 is still not on Steam, yeah. I'll get it if it ever comes to Steam. Nice. I just don't feel like downloading another thing. How fun is this incarnation of Halo? Fun so far. It definitely feels like Halo. And I'm sure a lot of people who played Halo 5 will probably agree that it's felt more like Halo than any of Halo 5 or Halo 4. Very sandbox focused, no perks, no special armor abilities. Equipment is consumable like Halo 3. It is very pure sandbox goodness. If you want something, you better go on the map and get it. Actually, no, I'm awful at the commando. Let's see. This thing is apparently really good anti-vehicle. Oh, shit! Ah, shit! Because it's like a lot of splash damage. Sure. Oh, commando. Oh, needler. Much more preferable. Let's sneak up on this guy. Never mind. Where'd he go? Did he die? Oh! Cavalry's here. What if I want an EMP plasma pistol? Unfortunately, no. This plasma pistol does not EMP. Which is a little sad. It does still take out shields pretty well, but... Hey, asshole! Over here! I want to use my repulsor on you. Oh, shit. If you're using Windows 10, the Microsoft Store is unfortunately built in. You won't need to download it. Oh, okay. I guess I could just get it from the Windows Store then, if it's purchasable from the Windows Store. Yeah, you pick up the grappling hook like you pick up anything, like these grenades. Shoop, like that. Down here. Ooh, this thing. Yeah, so this is the heat wave. This is basically the Promethean shotgun, except they actually liked their ideas. So it bounces around walls and stuff. Oh, well, it's over. But yeah, they took the Promethean scatter shot and actually took the interesting gimmick about its bouncing around and cranked that up. Which I think is really, really cool. Apparently Cortana's a villain now? What? Yeah, Halo 5 kind of went off the rails. And I don't think Cortana coming back and being a villain is inherently bad either. It's just how they did it was dumb and bleh. All right, I think I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to swap on over to Final Fantasy. Cortana should have stayed dead. I think there are some stories I can think of Cortana coming back that could work and be good. I also personally believe Cortana should have stayed dead, just to explore more about Master Chief and analyze how he copes with that. But yeah, I think a Cortana coming back story could be good, could be interesting. What if all those, you remember in Halo 3 where Master Chief kept seeing all those like visions of Cortana? What if that kept coming up, but it's just Master Chief coping? Like, what if that's just Master Chief's psyche and like eventually he needs to learn to get over and move on and move past that and accept that Cortana really is gone. What if all the visions of Cortana and seeing her in Halo 5 were all just hallucinations? And John knows that. At the end, he knows. He's like, I know. I kept trying to think that she was there, you know? Master Chief never had a childhood. He never learned how to grieve. He never had time to. He was always a soldier. Would tie in very hard with Halo 4's plot. Yeah, exactly. But sadly, people didn't like Halo 4's plot. They didn't like that Halo 4 tried to explore Master Chief and, like, basically deconstruct what it means to be a Spartan and all that stuff. I guess people just prefer Master Chief to be a simple, one-dimensional meathead, which is fine. He can be that, but I think I give Halo 4 props for wanting to try and do more with that. Having Master Chief ask, but why am I a meathead? Well, what does being a meathead mean? You know, like that final talk that he had with Lasky. He's like, we're soldiers. We're supposed to protect humanity, right? And Lasky's like, I mean, yeah, but soldiers and humanity are not two different things. They're both just people. And Master Chief flinches at that. He's just like, he gains a revelation from that. He's like, I never thought about it that way. That would have been a great thing to build upon in Halo 5. Oh, goodbye! Oh, that was cool. Oh, jeez. Some games don't need story. I think the Halo's world could tell cool stories, but I also think players don't care. Yeah, that's the thing. I think, yeah, Halo doesn't need to tell a cool story, and my evidence... Halo doesn't need to tell a good story, and my evidence of that is Halo 1 through 3. I think Halo 1 through 3's story is serviceable. It is not as amazing as people say. Halo 1 through 3's story is pretty standard and competent, but I don't think it's as amazing as everyone says. And the reason why I believe this is because whenever Halo does try to do something interesting, people are like, no, Halo's not supposed to be deep and interesting, it's supposed to be simple. And you can't have it both ways, Halo fans. It's either one or the other. What about Reach? Reach tried, and I think personally failed to make a compelling drama, a compelling personal drama narrative, because it did not have compelling characters aside from, what's his name? The one Spartan 2 on the team, George. George was the only good character in Reach. And even that, he's good in Halo standards. He's not good in most story standards, I would say. He's, like, serviceable. He's, like, two-dimensional. He has a little bit of motivation in it. He's got a little bit of depth. But he doesn't get enough screen time or things to say to really get fleshed out, you know? But, yeah. Go. Like, I think Halo fans' interpretation of the story contrasts a lot with the story's intent. And that is not wrong to do, you know. Audience analysis and what we take away from a story can mean as much as authorial intent. But I feel like a lot of that people are reading into way more and giving Halo more credit than I think it deserves when it comes to how it presents its story. You know, and people like to look at, like, Halo's various other media, like the books and stuff for all that. But, like, in the games, You don't see all that stuff in the games. If we just take what is presented in the game, not what's in the trailers or the books or any graphic novels or extra stuff, I'm talking about the game itself. The game itself, I feel, is not the best storyteller. And I feel that if you need outside sources to make the story good, what does that say about the story, the quality of the storytelling, you know, on its own? I feel like the game should stand on its own merits and stand to make its story strong on its own. Oh, that was fast. Okay. Anyway, if I continue talking about Halo, I'm just gonna get mad now because Halo fans are a different breed, dude. They're complicated. They're complicated. Halo's complicated to talk about. Yeah, Halo series is like a summer blockbuster. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine enough. It's not Oscar worthy as much as people will insist that it is. It has its moments, but it is serviceable. That is my opinion. The new Doom games kind of embrace that, where the story is very much in the background and Doom Guy just kind of stomps through. Yeah. I think Doom is doing what, you know, Halo was kind of good at, in a way. Halo's kind of in this weird middle ground where it kind of wants to be a nice story, but it also wants to be dumb fun. And I think it can be both. But I think it does the dumb fun part a lot better. And I think a lot of people use that to excuse any flaws in the story while simultaneously praising the story as being the best thing ever, which I don't think is fair. I don't think that's fair to Halo, because I think that is doing a disservice to think that it doesn't have room to improve, and doing a disservice that basically settling for what could be a lot better. Anyway, enough talking about Halo. I just need to make a Halo video and just like embrace the haters and just get it out of my system and not look at the comments and not look at the like-dislike ratio and just talk about it and just get my thoughts out there just so I can just air it all out. But yeah. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, get cleaned up. Not get cleaned up. Use the bathroom. I meant wash my hands afterwards. Get snacks. And then we're going to start up some Final Fantasy. I'm going to put on some music for you guys to listen to. Content. There we go. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna change my Twitch stuff. I hope I don't get copyrighted for this, because this is a cover.
I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. And I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong.
Part
and I learned how
5,
to
6?
get along until you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should've changed the super lock, should've made you leave the key. If I had known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me, go on now, go. Walk out the door.